Turn your mic on. No. Wait, I got it. Hold on, people.
Got it. I thought you saw me. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, just turned it off. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Welcome on Big Exposed Radio with Miss J, Engineer Robbie. It is the end of the work week. Ring the bell.
I don't know what the note was for. I didn't.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so happy today is Friday.
You and me both.
Yes.
Yesterday was so fun and interesting, don't you think?
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. But once again, we had a great topic, a great guest. Today we have one even better.
Mm-hmm.
As always, we try to outdo, but we can't because it gets better and better. So we have Mr. Douglas E. Hess.
Ooh, who's he?
Mr. Douglas E. Hess. He's an author.
Okay.
He's a co-author, actually. His other partner is David L. Bowman. And their book is Gordon Gekko, CEO Lessons from Wall Street for a Winning Attitude. So he's going to call and give us the 411 on making them dollars, making some sense, getting your attitude together, and just being a better you. So I can't wait for him to call. And about 25 minutes or so, 25, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Within this hour. And I'm posting, I'm a little late, but I have a lot of posts today that pertain to our show that I want to get out there. And my ex is trying to turn my kids against me due to me starting a new relationship. But I must say first, hello, thank you, Engineer Robbie, for holding me down.
It's okay. I do what I can.
Once again, every week.
Yeah.
That you're able to. Thank you very much. And what am I supposed to get for you today? Yes.
Chicken and waffles.
Yes.
That's what I thought you were.
No, I've been sitting here in the dark.
Yeah, like from now on.
Like a vampire.
When we come in here, lights need to be turned on.
Yes. Yeah. I really thought she saw me.
Oh. I came in like, okay.
Yeah. When I saw you calling my phone, I'm like, why are you calling my phone?
Because my mother said that she saw you in here.
Yeah.
But then she said you left or something.
No.
So I came in and I was like, okay.
I've been here in the dark.
Yep. Yeah, that was pretty
creepy.
Nothing's creepy.
Oh,
just
boy.
Strange.
Yeah, you know, I like the dark, so.
Me too. I wonder if that's what people, if that's how Monty feel whenever he come in, the lights just be off.
I like to get things done.
In the dark?
In the dark. No pun intended.
We need a sexy soundbite.
Oh, we can do that. So I'm super excited once again. I'm gonna order your food in a few minutes.
Yay!
As soon as we take a break. I'm gonna go get that for you.
Gotta get some chicken and waffles.
Yeah. So that's the first topic. So my ex is trying to turn my kids against me due to me starting a new relationship. I'm not sure why people go through this, but it happens all the time. Now, being a single parent, you know, I've had my good relationships with their fathers, and I've had my bad relationships with their father.
Okay.
But one thing my grandmother, I should say, always told me, never talk bad about the absent parent. The child will always see for themselves.
Yeah. I agree.
And I really, 22 years of my kids' life, I really tried to stick to that. And, you know, they see.
Having some trouble in there?
I got it.
You might want to, like, tilt it down.
I'll tilt it down some more.
No, wait, not that way, the other down. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, like, bring it, just, like,
Yeah.
pull it down.
Like
Oh,
that.
that's good?
Yep.
Okay.
So I really try and not to speak bad. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like this the whole 22 years, but the kids will at some point figure it out. You know, that old saying that the kids be sitting at the window waiting for the absent parent and they never show up. Of course, that's going to set the caretaker parent off because the child is sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. That's not good. Then, of course, you're going to zap out because you don't want to see your child unhappy. And of course, they're going to hear you fussing and arguing with the parent, of course. But do you bash the parent at all? Because it's just a lot of different situations that it could be the male or it could be the female parent that's the absentee and upset that the family is not together or the other party has moved on. And they feel as though somebody else is coming in, taking their place. What you think?
Let's see. I guess I can agree with that. I just feel like I don't know. Elaborate a little bit more.
Well, speaking, it's a lot of different scenarios. So, your loving, affectionate child suddenly becomes unrecognizable to you. Does your child make you feel like you're the worst parent in the world? So just imagine, because the former spouse is turning your child against you, and you're the caretaker. So known as the parental alienation or parental alienation syndrome, the ex is manipulating the child, pressuring the child to reject you.
That happened to me before. Like one time, well, my father, he wasn't really in my life a lot. I mean, he was kind of like the phone call father, like, I'm here when you need me, just call me. But sometimes you want a little bit more than just a phone conversation from your father. So one year I went up there and he kind of tried to talk me into staying. He was like, yeah, you know, you've been living with your mother for a really long time, kind of your whole life, and I want to raise you into a man. So come live with me. And I kind of told him, well, I'm kind of grown now, so it's not really much you can show me, you know.
That you don't already know.
Yeah.
No, it's leading up to that. I understand.
Yeah.
So with that, the phone call parent or the drive-by parent,
or here's $50. I love you.
I love you.
A month later.
Yeah. I'll be back. After they give you the money.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Or you walk up to him and it's like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a long time. What, you want some money? Here's $60.
The guilt. Yeah, the guilt.
Like,
get out of here.
I don't want your money.
Exactly. Like,
I mean, I'll take it.
I'll take it. But you're already guilty because you already know you're wrong. So the first time you see me, it's
money.
It's about money because they know that they're wrong.
Yeah.
On so many levels. They're the adult, you're the child. they shouldn't have to pacify you for the things that they know
they didn't do.
That they didn't do. So if you want to pay me off, okay, I'll take your money.
But at the end of the day,
I'm gonna have a lot of hate for you because you're not being productive to me in my life. I didn't ask to come here. I always say, children don't ask to come here. We decide to bring them into this world.
True.
So if we decide to bring them in this world, then it's up to us how we raise them. The child never said, hey, bring me out in 9 months. Do what you got to do to get me here. No, they didn't do that. So you knew that you didn't use protection, that this is the consequences of having a child. Whether or not you were ready or not, whether you want to be a drive-by parent, a phone parent, I see you every 6 months, quarterly, whatever. Whatever the case is, you're wrong. Sure. So how can you want to step in because the other parent has moved on from your foolishness and you want to upset the household, which is already upset because you're not even a part of the household? Even if you were there, you probably weren't doing what you were supposed to do. So, okay, they moved on. So then you have, what do you do? So they're manipulating and pressuring the child to reject you. Nobody stopped you from knocking on the door 7 days a week. Nobody told you you couldn't call the house. You don't have to talk to me, especially if the child is able to talk. So what is stopping you from calling the phone?
And then I don't want to talk to you.
I don't want to talk to you. Here's your father. Or here's your mother. So now kids got cell phones and it's like you don't even have to talk to them. Call your father on your phone. Don't call him on my phone. Or call your mother. It has to be urgent for either one of them to even speak to one another.
True. I think the sad part is just like when a child gets caught in the crossfire between two parents.
A tug of war.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so what do you do? So the typical your child's pattern rejection results when your ex engages in destructive acts such as speaking poorly of you, limiting contact with you, interfering with communication between you and your child, emotionally punishing your child for expressing anything positive about you, telling your child that you do not love him or her. Gotta hurt. So parental alienation occurs often but not always in the context of divorce and custody battles. So no one knows how many children are exposed to parental alienation or show signs of parental alienation syndrome. It's a syndrome.
Wow.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That so many kids are going through this that you probably know or growing up knowing this, and it happens every day.
Yep. Sadly, I had to deal with that.
No, I had my own alienation. You know, it wasn't fun.
And then it's kind of like you kind of feel some kind of way, like, oh man, I don't want to choose between my parents. But then there's always that one parent that was, you know, like this parent was here from the beginning. So I can't. Because like if you go to that other parent, then you kind of feel like a traitor.
Exactly.
And that's the sad part.
But who's been at the PTA meeting? Who's been picking me up? Who's been going to the doctors with me? Who's been doing all these other things? Giving me beatings when giving me beatings when I didn't really deserve it, but I knew I deserved it anyway, and she still wanted to beat me, or he wanted to beat me. You know, who?
Unnecessary beatings.
The unnecessary beatings, because I didn't do it.
He did it.
He did it.
And then I just got caught.
I just got caught.
We both, I mean, we both kind of did it. He did it more, but I got caught.
Yeah, but since you won't tell the truth, so I'm going to beat both of y'all. That syndrome. Man, that's a syndrome. You both want to lie.
Yeah. Get your baby.
Get your baby.
Beat your baby.
Beat your baby. So, you'll see as this syndrome said, alienation syndrome. So it can happen, like I said, to mothers and fathers, to custodial parents as well as non-custodial parents.
What's a custodial parent?
The one who has custody.
Oh, okay. Oh, custody, custodial. Got it.
Marked by sudden changes in your child's interactions with you, that you'll see a new personality trait. So not only is the child dealing with parental alienation syndrome, then they're dealing with their own things as children, teenagers, young adults.
You should open up the call line to it.
I would love to hear from people. You can give us a call at 1-855-835-5857. You can hit enter 1, or you can text us at 642-9403. I'm sorry. Yes, I apologize.
I think it's somebody special listening, and I want to hear your voice. So call in.
Oh, please do. So, the leave me alone. That's part of that.
Wait, the parent said leave me alone?
The child.
Oh.
You've seen, I'm pretty sure, on TV or outside in public, leave me alone. So your child is filled with animosity towards you because you're being sabotaged from the other party. So when you're confronted and reminded of the good times that you once shared, they insist you two never had a good relationship. Lies.
So is this so it's custodial?
This is the custodial talking to the child, but the child is having animosity towards the parent because of what is being told by the non-custodial parent.
So basically so let's say in the case, so I got a question. Do you know the statistics of mom-dad ratio that has like custodial or custody?
Well, the crazy thing is, what I'm finding is it's more in this day, in the last, I would say, 10 years, that more fathers have custodial custody of children versus the mothers. And I'm trying to figure out where the mothers are going, because
because like
they are just giving up their kids without any. And when I find out and when I talk to guys about it, and they're like, oh no, I got full custody. I'm like, wow,
that's good.
It's good,
but then it's like, is it really a pat on the back thing? Like, oh yeah, yay to the fathers because they're starting to get custody now. What about the mothers,
But the question is, why did the mother give up or lose custody of the child and the father went to court? Because this is the same conversation that I constantly hear, is they're going to court. They won custody of their children. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Because 20 years ago, it wasn't like that.
Yeah, it was usually the mother.
It's always the mother who's had the child. So
what's funny? I was watching this video, and it was a real video, like a real guy, and he said he could not pay his child support because he died in a car accident.
I heard that. I swear, I heard that just yesterday, and it was just in passing. Like,
are you?
Yeah, it was one of them things. Like, no, I didn't hear that. But you kept doing what you were doing.
Yeah. You died in a car accident yesterday. All right.
Okay.
I don't even know where that was so off topic. Not really.
No, because that's along the lines of some foolishness.
Yeah.
And that's what it's
parenting and
parenting and trying to get out of something. That drive-by parent. Yeah, that was that one.
No, he didn't even drive by. He just
fell off.
Send a postcard.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, what he said. So your child constantly sides with the ex. Yeah. Okay. And they seem to following the script. So the script of the father or the mother, that's the non-custodial, it's sounding like it's them talking to you as an adult.
So give me an example.
Your mother ain't shit.
Ooh.
Your father ain't shit. They took you away from me. Shots fired.
Yeah.
That's like harsh.
I know.
That's the real reality on what the other parent will do to the child.
If I separated, let's say if I had a child, right, and I separated from the mother, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't brainwash my child.
Once again, the child will see eventually. It's going to take them a minute. But all that talk of what they're going to do, then they don't come through. And the custodial parent has to pick up the pieces.
Do you feel it's possible for a child to potentially become numb?
Yes.
Which is not even...
Yes. Seen it happen. Know people very well. And they've gone into adulthood like this. So nothing bothers them.
Just not knowing that parent and not even caring to know that parent.
And don't let them get some money.
Ooh.
It's a wrap. It's done. So what you could have had and you chose to do the other way, it's selfish. It's selfish that you would talk to your child as an adult and not as a child. And that whole, well, you're the man of the house routine, I don't like that. They're not the man of the house. I don't believe in telling a 9, 12, 14-year-old you're the man of the house. They're not paying any bills. They're not being the caretaker. They might be the caretaker to their siblings, but they're not the man of the house. You know, I'm more than welcome to hear people's opinion on that, but that's a lot of pressure for a child to hear you're the man of the house. And let alone you gotta go work. So I guess if you're working and tending to things, I guess you are the man of the house. But instead of letting the child be a child, that's the problem. So when you start talking to the child as an adult and not as the little person, that causes a lot of problems mentally.
Yep.
So, like I said, they're already dealing with the emotional side of their parents not together. They're dealing with the emotional side of being a child, adolescent, teenager, whatever is going through their head at the time. And, you know, life is already hard.
Because you ain't got both of the parents there.
Because you don't have both of the parents. So now you're split because one is giving you advice, one is telling you not to do it. Then you got the other parent saying the other parent ain't no good. You go do this. I mean, it's a sad tug of war. It is. The family ties are no longer binding, so the child shows no guilt about the shabby treatment to you. We're going to come back to that because we're ready to take a break. So this is Miss J.
And Engineer Robbie.
On Be Exposed Radio at the Sugar Shack, and we'll be back.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Our sources say Paris, who currently receiving psychological help from UCLA Medical Center, has indeed felt bullied, but not by her schoolmates. Then who? And who?
Catherine, Joe. They tried it. Auntie Janet, Latoya, Reedy, Tito, Janae, Marlon. They was mad because she has the nose that they had to pay for. You know it's the truth. Come on, man.
The girl is gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. She's everything that they had to pay for.
Them eyes are mesmerizing. I can't take it.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the station with all the hits and the Talk Lately show weeknights at 7 p.m.
For less than $50 a month, you can have the most intelligent home on the block. With Xfinity, you'll get some of the fastest internet speeds in the nation, so you can stream movies and shows on any of your personal devices and program your DVR on the go. Xfinity even lets you control your lights and temperature and get security and fire alerts from any PC or tablet 24/7, 365. All services are backed by a 30-day guarantee and start at just $49.99. Call today, 866-824-4019. 866-824-4019.
Remember those gay boys having sex in the tree in Central Park?
A long time ago.
Well, I have the
update?
Yes, the update. You can give it to me for official style.
Okay.
A love-struck teenager who created a public spectacle by climbing a 30-foot tree in Central Park to canoodle naked with his transsexual sweetheart was sentenced yesterday to community service, most likely back in the city park, where he'll be doing his community service. Anyway, I don't feel like going on with the story. It's enough that they had, remember there was a standoff and people gathered underneath the tree watching them up there, the transsexual and the teenager. Teenager ran away from home because he didn't want to be honest with his parents. And then the cops showed up and, you know, they're up there in the tree naked, everything dangling. Ooh.
I'm gay, I'm a homo, I like guys.
Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him.
You can't even see the top of that thing!
Even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Oh, it's time for a flashback.
Even said so. This seems like a witch hunt. Y'all trying to push your agenda. Your agenda failed over there, so now you're trying to do it in here with this little dumbass panel. Then now this is failing, and nobody was trying to hear that. They didn't say that part, but that would have been me, because I'd have stood up in the middle of the room like, ain't nobody trying to hear this shit. You know, I'm sick of them. I just want to go to a hearing and just start cussing. Dude, stand up in the middle of Congress and just say, mother F's! You stupid mother effers! All your mothers are stupid mother effers too. I just want to get up in the middle of the floor and start cussing. All of them. I know. They probably call in the SWAT team and everything. It would be so fun. I mean, hey, exactly. I just want to raise my voice one time in the middle of Congress. Like, y'all got to get yourselves the F together. And I mean it.
All new Talk Latelys every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
From north, east, south, and west, you're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Skeptical eye, but I apologize.
I have her home number, so
I'm open-minded. I'm so open-minded.
Okay. I'll do that.
I'm open-minded. 3 days ago, I heard he sold everything in it. He and his attorney both are guilty of trying to spread rumors about me being a homophobe. Everything in his court document is a lie except two things. One, that he's gay, and two, that he's Jonathan Plummer. Oh. I'm glad that she's addressing the whole... I'm glad that she's speaking out, though, because I always thought that Terry McMillan was gay-friendly. Why would she be calling him terrible, gay names? And I do find that hard to believe.
She's embarrassed.
Exactly. A woman scorned...
Welcome back. This is your girl, Miss Versatile.
We miss you so much.
I know. I'm so sorry. I have been rehearsing so crazy. My play opens August 1st at 8 p.m. at the College of Notre Dame at Le Cirque Hall. So I'm pretty excited. We're going to have some of the cast members, the director, and the playwright on sometime next week.
Oh, cool.
So, yes, welcome back. We're live at the Sugar Shack on BeExposedRadio.com. with our engineer Robbie in the building. Yay. And Miss J, who just stepped out for a brief second. So we're going to go right into our first topic. My ex is trying to turn my kids against me due to me starting a new relationship.
So basically, you got parent who got custody, and you have the parent who doesn't have custody, and let's say the parent who doesn't have custody is just not there. So the parent who does have custody is kind of brainwashing the child in the sense, and telling them like, oh yeah, your father not really anything at all, and you should kind of hate your father. So how do you feel about that? Me and Miss J, we were kind of talking about how it's unfair that the child has to be caught in a kind of tug-of-war game between the mother and the father.
I can speak from experience for myself as a child. Okay. My mother and my father, we're very transparent here on At the Sugar Shack. My parents were not together as husband and wife, or boyfriend and girlfriend even. My mom, both of my parents had me. My dad was 17, my mom was 16, so I was had at a very young age. And my dad was not in my life for the majority of my life, and I actually blamed both of them. I blamed my mom for keeping me away, and I blamed him for staying away and not fighting to be in my life.
That's kind of interesting, because we really didn't think about that when we talked about it earlier. Like, actually blaming the parent who has custody for just, hiding your other parent from you.
Yeah, and my whole thing is, even if it didn't work in a relationship, the only person that suffers is a child.
Sure.
Honestly, the only person that suffers is the child, and it's unfortunate that the child has to go through that. So, as far as, my own current relationship, no, I never had a situation with my ex, trying to turn my kids against me, even when my own daughter wasn't happy with some of the choices that I made with my mates. Her father would always say, your mother's a grown woman, you need to be respectful to whoever she chooses to be with. That was one thing that, to this day, I'm really appreciative of how I have a great daughter's father. And there's some situations that a lot of people don't know, but he doesn't live nearby, but he's the best dad that I could have had for my daughter.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Okay.
So yeah, Jay, we were talking about exes trying to turn their kids against the other parent because the parent started a new relationship. Sorry about that, guys. Dead air.
But man, parents. My father. I guess if I could go back in time and just fix anything about my parents' relationship, I just wish my father would have been there more. But I can't really complain about him not being there because I guess he was there in spirit. And as I got older, I just grew to kind of accept the reality of things and I just went with the flow for real. So, yeah.
I'm back.
Enter your mic.
I'm back.
Yay.
Hey.
She had to make a quick run for us hungry food.
Chicken and
waffle from Charm City. We need to reach out to them to see if they want to be a sponsor.
I did.
Miss J is on it. That would be so lovely.
And guess what? Y'all getting your food hand carried up here from Charm City.
Baby, what a blessing. It would be better than
So, is that tea good?
Yeah, it was.
Wait, was it
you got tea?
No.
Is it better than hip hop? Fish and chicken's tea?
I don't think I've had hip hop.
They got some good half and half.
Oh my
gosh.
Yeah.
I just love their food. I love their catfish.
That half and half.
Oh yeah, that catfish nuggets.
Oh my
goodness. See, this is why I can't lose no weight.
I don't need nothing else to eat.
But it's okay.
You can call a special guest.
I'm starting. Okay. I'm about to get back on the wagon. I fell off, but I'm about to get back on after I had the chicken and waffles.
And it smells so good. I tried to wait, but I didn't want to keep you guys waiting.
No, it's so good.
So I'm gonna hand deliver it up here.
So we have a great guest today. And his name is Doug Hess. I'm really excited to hear from...
I'm calling him.
We're giving him a call now.
Hello?
Hey, Doug.
Hello.
Hey, it's Miss J and Miss Versatile.
How are you, Doug?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. That's good. You're live on Big Exposed Radio at the Sugar Shack.
That's great. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, more than welcome. More than welcome. And it is a pleasure to have you being a top Amazon book author right now. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. That feels great.
I just bet it does. So, I've been prepping you and talking about you. So, you are live. And please bless us by telling our listeners who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, as your listeners probably know, my name is Doug Hess. And I co-wrote a book with a good friend of mine, Dave Bowman, and we titled the book Gordon Gekko, CEO, Lessons from Wall Street for a Winning Attitude. And if your listeners remember watching the movie Wall Street that was made and released back in 1987 starring Michael Douglas, he plays a corporate raider and kind of win at all costs. And Dave and I really enjoyed the movie, thought it was a great movie, but we didn't necessarily believe that was the kind of message that had to be out there for everybody, meaning that you had to win at all costs in order to achieve and get something in return. And so by watching the movie, we watched it several times, really enjoyed the movie, and then we decided to go ahead and co-author a book saying, you know what, we can take a lot of these great ideas, these themes, but turn it around into a positive attitude to say, you know what, we can do all this stuff, but we still don't have to stab people in the back and cheat and steal in order to get ahead. There's a lot of things that we can do and still get ahead in life. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we decided to write this book and really make it into a positive, motivated book.
And what I like about it so far, one, the cover, I love the cover. Can you tell us who designed the cover for you?
Yes, it was our publisher. I wish I could take credit for that. Something that Dave and I both have been learning in the publishing industry, at least for us, is that with the release of our first book, they sent us a copy of it, and we were like, oh, we really liked it, thought it really had a good fit for the book, and they turned around and said, well, good, because it really wasn't a decision you guys got to make. It was more of we were being nice and polite and wanted to get you to sign off on it, but that was something that we didn't have a lot of control. It was really up to our publisher, and they were the ones that designed it for us, and we couldn't be happier with it, because it really kind of fits in with what we were trying to accomplish there. So we were very very pleased with it.
Kudos to your publisher. It was a great cover for the book, and as you said, it fits the book to a T. So exactly how or which one of you two came up with the title, or was it both?
It was really a joint venture. I had always liked the idea of Gordon Gekko's CEO, and Dave was like, that's a great title, but we need something else, because that's not what the book is. Because if somebody knew who Gordon Gekko was or saw the movie, you would think automatically that it was a book about Wall Street, it was a book about finance, or it could be negative, kind of a win-at-all-cost attitude. And so we played around with it, and then Dave came up with the idea of saying, Lessons from Wall Street for a Winning Attitude. Lessons from Wall Street meaning the movie, and then really that winning attitude, that flipping it around from a negative to a positive in order to get our message out, saying, you don't have to win at all costs. You just need to know that there's probably going to be obstacles that we all face. There's going to be hurdles that's out there, and with the right attitude, getting up and preparing yourself, which is something that Dave and I both believe is half the battle, is just having the right attitude can get you through a lot of circumstances, a lot of situations in life, and just being motivated and having that good attitude can take you to that next level.
I totally agree. So with that being said, and the concept of the book makes sense, because if anyone has seen the movie, the movie is out of this world. Suspense, some action, as you say, cutthroat, backstabbing, and a little more of everything in the book. In the movie. So, what made you decide to become an author? And how long have you been writing books?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. I would argue that most people have writing a book on their bucket list, and I'm going to say that I'm no. Yeah, and I know I think a lot of people do, and obviously Dave and I were no exception. And we really liked the movie, we liked the concept, but like we said, we felt we could turn it around and put it into a positive spin on this. And so, really, to how this all came about is one day. Dave gave me a call and he said, "Hey, Doug, I got an extra ticket to a Get Motivated seminar. Would you like to attend with me?" And I said, "Oh, Dave, that sounds great. Sign me up. I'll be happy to go with you." And I said, "By the way, what's Get Motivated seminar all about?" So he said he had a free ticket. I'm like, "Hey, I'm in." And then I was like, "Okay, what am I going to go see?" And I don't know if your listeners had a chance to attend one of these Get Motivated sessions, but they bring in top-notch speakers really fire up the crowd, get people motivated. And the day we were there, Bill Cosby spoke, and Terry Bradshaw, and Colin Powell, and Rudy Giuliani, and they really did what they were supposed to do, is to get people motivated. And I remember at one point turning to Dave during one of the breaks, and I said, you know what, I got an idea for a book. And I told him about it. He said, you know what, Doug, I think there's a market for it. I think it's a good idea. So I was all excited and enthusiastic about being at this seminar. So I'm driving home, and I thought, you know what, darn it, Doug, you're going to do this. And so I spent the next couple of days, a week probably, really doing some research about how to write a book and what I needed to do. And I found out three things. One was people wanted to read your manuscript, the first 3 chapters of your book, or option 3 was send them a 300 to 500 word synopsis of what your book was going to be about. Mm-hmm. And so I went with the latter. I wrote a 300 to 500 word synopsis, sent it off to several different publishers, and didn't hear back for quite a little bit, and kind of forgot about it. And then one day out of the blue, I get a phone call, and it was from one of the publishers. And I guess the rest is what you call history in the sense there, but they really liked it. And so that got Dave and I motivated to writing our manuscript. We sent it in, signed a contract, and then we went back and forth with the editing process, the book cover, etc. And then the book was finally published. So a very long process, and I have to say, even though somebody that believes in motivation and speaks about being motivated, writing the book probably pushed Dave and I to our breaking point in terms of trying to be motivated, because there was a lot of times where we'd run into mental blocks, or we'd get writer's block, and it really pushed us to bring out the best in ourselves and not to quit. I don't know if any of your listeners have written a book, or write on a daily basis. That's hard. And we found the hardest part was getting started, trying to be disciplined every day to write and not giving up when there was times when we wanted to give up in that process.
So the whole process from you sending the manuscript in and then getting a phone call, how long was that process?
So when I sent in the 300 to 500 word synopsis, so we got a phone call saying, hey, we like what we're reading here. I really don't remember, but I'm going to guess it was probably 6 to 8 months, to the point where I had almost forgotten that I had sent it in, and I was just one of, I'm sure, thousands of people that had an idea and was soliciting for their idea for their book to be published. And Dave and I was just very fortunate and blessed that somebody said, hey, we kind of like this. We like the idea of what's being said here. Let's go with it and let's explore it. And then once they called us, that's when the hard part really started for us, and that was to sit down and start writing the book and making sure that we were disciplined enough that we could sit down every day and write, because Dave and I were both working a full-time job, raising a family. He has a family, I have a family, a wife and 2 boys. He's got a wife and three sons, and trying to fit all that in was tough, and it really pushed us to bring out the best in us, and probably, as much as I hate to say it, probably brought out some of the ugly in us as well, because just dealing with life and family and trying to get this book published, being our first time doing something like that, it brought out a little bit of everything in us.
So, a question regarding, for new writers that, like myself and Ms. Versatile, who want to write a book, what I'm finding is a lot of people are going to Amazon to put their book out there. So as an established writer, why do you think so many people go to Amazon as, I guess, the first stop versus going to the bookstores?
Right, yeah, I because I think the control is with the author. I think that's probably the number one reason why people move in that direction is that, you know, at one point everything was with the publisher, the control, the money, etc. And now with social media, the way the internet has really blossomed, that has really changed the landscape, I believe, from the traditional setting and given the power or the control back over to the author. And so now you can self-publish, now you can write a book and basically e-publish it yourself, set a price, go out to Amazon or some other site and say, hey, for a lot of times you'll see authors write something and sell it for 99 cents or some other price. And what's happening is they are getting a larger cut of the check up front instead of having to wait for royalties and publishers to get a return on their money. And so I think what you're seeing is a lot of a lot of authors are seeing the benefit up front instead of on the back end. And so that's very, let's face it, we live in a society that wants instant gratification. You know, people don't have the patience that they once did of waiting, 6 months, a year, or whatever. Now I can write it, publish it, release it, and in theory, within a matter of days or months, I can be a success. And so I think that's what's really attracting authors to that avenue at this point.
So being an established writer and doing it that way, because the world has changed and a lot of people, don't have time to go get in their car, drive to the bookstore, pick out a book, stand in line, sit at a table, think about getting the book, pay for the book, get back in the car, drive home, where they can sit on their laptop, on their phone, at a desk, do a skim through, I like this, hit the send button, and it's on their way to their home. So with that being said, like I said, as an established writer, what has been your toughest criticism that you received as a writer, and what has been the best compliment you have received?
Probably the best compliment that we have received has been that people have read the book and said, you know what, this is a great book to not only motivate individuals, but it's a good book for high school graduates or college graduates. And that's something that Dave and I probably have been, not that we haven't received other types of compliments, but that's something that we've heard over and over again. And I think for Dave and I to be able to think we're helping somebody as they start off in their career, whether it's going from high school to college or college into the workforce truly for the first time, not working fast food or some other place, but really launching your career, that was very rewarding for both Dave and I. Saying, wow, that was very humbling to hear that. In terms of criticism, unfortunately, we've heard that too. In terms of that, I think probably the one that we've heard is, and I would say it wasn't really necessarily a bad criticism, but people have asked for more, that the book is only 8 chapters, and that people have said, we'd like for you to have maybe go into a little bit more in-depth with what some of your research showed, and if anything, I think maybe we kind of cut it short and left people a little hungry, wanting more.
That's a good thing.
Which is not which is not necessarily a bad thing, but when you come out with your first book and you hear people go, we wish you would have gave us a little bit more, you kind of left us wanting more, you're always thinking, did I not develop the chapter in depth enough, or did I leave too much out on the cutting room floor, if you will, with the copy and paste, or did I just get a little bit too excited and try to rush this out and not really give it the time and the effort that maybe it deserves? Hindsight being 20/20, it's like anything. You build a house, you live in it for a couple of years, and you go, I wish we would have added an extra bathroom, or boy, I wish we would have had it downstairs, or boy, we didn't have any storage in this house. Whatever you do, you're always going to probably second guess yourself and say, you know what, I could have done a little better.
And on that note, we're getting ready to take a break. This is Miss J.
And Miss Versatile.
And Engineer Robbie.
With author Douglas Hess. And we will be back on Big Sports Radio with the Ship Show.
Can you tell if the leftovers from this dinner party are beginning to grow bacteria that could lead to severe diarrhea, vomiting, and stomach cramps? Listen. You can't see it either. Get leftovers into the refrigerator as soon as possible. Spoiled leftovers can make you very sick, or worse. Roughly 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year, but you can keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
I didn't realize, and it had a place for you to put your clothes and your shoes if you was to get naked, but it wasn't that kind of parlor.
Yeah, right.
With the Chinese people with the little fingers and stuff. It wasn't that kind, with the happy endings. But it was so good. I laid down on the table. He didn't even tell me that he was getting ready to turn this machine on that was going to... I fell asleep. It was like 3 minutes in, I was gone. And it was only for 10 minutes.
Wow.
But I was gone 3 minutes. I was like, and it massaged, not only did it do the part where I was injured, but it did all the way up to the top of my skull, like right there in the middle. That's why I was gone. It was like giving me the neck treatment. It was like a passion mark. But, it was really good. It felt wonderful. It was wonderful.
Passion marks hurt.
I know, it was hurt so good.
You be trying to enjoy it, like,
stop the blood. Am I bleeding?
Oh. Yeah. Ooh. That's enough.
Keep going. It was one of those. It was really, really fun, though. I enjoyed it so much. I mean it. I can't wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow I just like get naked without them asking me. Why are you naked? Kill
the visual! Kill the visual!
Like this. Like, I am ready. Get your baby! Thank you. I'm gonna have a baby.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the station with all the hits and the Talk Lately show weeknights at 7 p.m.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Yo, did you catch this flashback? The first page of this fax got cut off, but listen to the rest of it. I couldn't believe my eyes. Wendy, my son, was giving my husband a professional.
She's the big one, Elizabeth. Oh, come on, Elizabeth.
I'm gay, I'm a homo, I like guys. I'm gay, I'm a homo, I like guys. I'm gay, I'm a homo, I like guys.
I'm going home. I've had it. I've had it.
It's windy, man.
Drug, alcohol, and gambling addiction can be devastating for you and your loved ones. Don't let the disease of addiction ruin everything you have worked so hard for. If you or a loved one is suffering from a drug, alcohol, or gambling addiction, call now and get a free, confidential consultation. Help is only a phone call away. Call 1-877-867-3063. That's 1-877-867-3063.
Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to the Sharon Nixon Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
International, y'all!
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Welcome back. This is Miss Jen.
And Miss Versatile.
And Engineer Rob.
And we are back on Be Exposed Radio at the Sugar Shack with our special guest, author Douglas Hess. Do you like to be called Douglas or Doug?
Either one works. Everybody calls me Doug, but I'll answer to either.
Okay.
Doug.
Thank you, Doug. You don't have to be informal here at the Sugar Shack. We're all family here.
Can I ask a question? So, Doug, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Who is your team and what are their roles? So, like, how many people do you have helping you out with your books?
Well, right now, the majority of everything is done by Dave and I, and we've done that by design. In terms of that, because again, whether somebody's going out to our website, they're following us on Twitter, or they're going out to our Facebook page, etc., we want to be able to be the ones that's truly answering the questions that people might have, and not have somebody else do it. And so we have decided, and that's something that we started off from the very beginning, saying, you know what, we want to keep it as real as possible and be involved as much as we can and give it our own personal touch. That way it just feels like it's authentic, that it's truly from us and not just something that we copy, paste, and hit send.
Understandable. And it's not like a machine.
Absolutely. We wanted to keep it real. And I understand that, in today's society that sometimes you have to do that. And, to some argument, Dave and I, we talked about it. We hope that we never get to that point to where we're so big that we lose that personal touch. Then maybe we're probably not going to be having the fun. We're not going to be really involved in the process. At that point, it just becomes another product that you're turning out and sitting down the assembly line. And so, again, like I said, we'd like to keep it as real as we possibly can and keep as much hands-on experience. So when you send a question, you're getting Doug or Dave truly responding, not somebody sitting in an office somewhere going, this is what I think Doug and Dave would like to say, So we try to keep it as much hands-on as we possibly can.
So with that being said, and the two of you, and do your fans know that it's you and it's not a machine shop going on with the responses?
We hope Yeah, we hope so, because we every chance that we get, we like to tell the story that if you're going to send us a message on Facebook, or if you're going to follow us on Twitter, you're going to get either Dave or Doug. Now, a lot of times we're not saying Dave or Doug when we respond, just because the way we talk about it, it's coming from both of us. So whether it's Doug or Dave, you're getting
something
you're getting
back.
what the other one's probably, you're getting something back from one of the authors in terms of that. So, every chance we get when we're out speaking, we tell people that, hey, if you respond or send something to us, we're the ones actually reading it. We're the ones that's actually responding and giving that advice. And sometimes we're able to respond very quickly, and other times I'm going to pick up the phone and go, you know what, that's a good question, I'm going to let Dave answer. Or no, you know what, both of us are going to have to collaborate and put our heads together and answer this one. So it's a team effort, and like I said, we try to keep it as real and hands-on as we possibly can.
So being an author and taking this path now, do you have a favorite author?
You know, that's a great question. I'm a lover of books, and I have a huge library that I just keep adding on to, and my wife always jokes that one of these days she's going to burn it down, because I just keep, every time I go to the store, she's like, you got another book, didn't you? I'm like, that's kind of that's my weakness, that's my kryptonite, is I can't pass a bookstore without walking in and finding something. So to narrow it down to one particular author, probably not, because I enjoy biographies. I like autobiographies, because I like to keep it real, and I like to learn about other people, how they did it, how they succeeded, what motivated them. And so to say that I have one author probably wouldn't be fair. I've got quite a few out there.
Okay, so with you and your co-author, publishing your book, getting it out there, and going to the seminar that you've been to get that motivation, what would you say to our listeners to say, other than my book, this is where I found inspiration? Would you recommend a book?
For me personally, and it might be different for Dave, and most likely it would be different for him, but for me, I really go back to what I talked about just a few seconds ago, is, for me, motivation is reading other people. What motivated them? Whether it was Steve Jobs and how he developed Apple into the empire that it is today, or Bill Gates, or Warren Buffett, or a movie star, an actor, or something. What motivated them? What got them motivated, or what was their big break for them? That, to me, that's what I enjoy, is studying others and seeing if there's a pattern or a theme. And you know what? From my experience and my reading and research, I think there is. It's what separates those individuals that are very successful from the rest of us is that they never lost that hunger. They had something that they believed in, wouldn't take no as an answer, and moved on. And the story that I like to tell is, I don't know if your listeners are familiar with the gentleman by the name of Theodore Gazel. Well, he was a guy that his high school art teacher told him that he couldn't draw, and 28 different publishers told him that he couldn't write. But he believed in himself. And I tell you, the world is much better off that he did believe in that, and he didn't give up after his art teacher told him he couldn't draw, or 28 publishers, because in 1932 he published his first book, titled To Think I Saw It All on Mulberry Street. Today, we remember Theodore Gazel as simply Dr. Seuss, and all the great children's books that he has written. So that's what I find the motivation is. Why didn't they give up? What kept them pushing on? What kept them motivated? And that was, most of them, is they believed deeply in themselves, that they knew they had an idea, even though others thought they didn't think it was going to work or it was wrong. They never gave up on the fight. And that's what kept them motivated.
Well,
and that's what motivated me.
That's great inspiration. So we're getting ready to wrap this up. I want to say thank you for sharing your thoughts, your hopes, your dreams, your inspiration for those like myself and Ms. Versatile for getting our book actually to start the process, because we're both thinking and I'm kind of stuck right now. I don't know what to do, but we're going to get it done this year. I'm determined. By December, I want my book out. So I will be calling you for advice, just to let you know out there. So how can our listeners find you?
Sure. Well, they can follow us on Twitter. We have at Gordon Gecko CEO is one way they can follow us on Twitter. The other is our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page simply called Gordon Gecko CEO, Lessons from Wall Street for a Winning Attitude. And, you know, Dave and myself were both on the Twitter and on Facebook, constantly pushing out information. You'll see a lot of things on our Facebook page that we're pushing out inspirational quotes or stories that we come across in promoting. But please, you know, if the listeners want to send us a question, feel free, because it's like I said, Dave or I, we're going to personally be answering those questions and looking at them and reading them and responding based on that as well. So a couple different ways that your readers can reach us, and we hope we do, or I hope they do, because we really and truly enjoy listening and speaking with others, because we learn just as much as what we try to share with others.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much again, Doug, for a great interview. And of course, the offer is to bring you back, talk about future projects, talk about how the book is doing, because I do want to keep getting updates on how it's growing and topping the charts of Amazon and more that y'all have going on.
Well, I appreciate that, and thank you for allowing me to be on your show today. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time, and if I could just leave your audience with one piece of advice, dream big, because I'm a firm believer that it takes just as much energy for the small dreams as it does the big dreams. So dream big and never give up on your dreams on that. And again, I'm very humbled to be on your show. I appreciate it, and I truly enjoyed myself.
Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate you, and we cannot wait to talk to you again soon. Everyone, thank you listening to Mr. Doug Hess, author extraordinaire. So you have a great one. Great interview. Great interview.
You always pick the best guests.
Number one on Amazon. That's an accolade.
Yeah. All my authors are coming on top of the charts.
Ciao.
So glad to say that.
So I just posted, you know about the whole phenomenon, I'm so.
Yes.
Baltimore.
It's actually I'm so wherever.
Oh.
Okay. Baltimore. I'm so New York. How about that? I say coffee and dog. So we want our listeners to call in at 855-835-5857, extension 1, or text us at 443-642-9403 and tell us why you're so, I'm so, and why.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jay.
But with an incentive. So the best male or female, we're going to award a gift card.
Oh, I didn't put that in there.
Change it.
Hold on, I'm going to add it.
I want a gift card.
We want to give a gift card for the best.
Tell my homeboy to cut with.
The best one for a male and a female. I'm gonna go into the gift box there. I'm gonna give an award for both. It's gonna be a Visa gift card.
A Visa gift card.
Best male or female?
That means you can spend that anywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah.
Those gift cards make like the best Christmas gifts.
Mm-hmm. You know why?
Why?
They're universal.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere. You could be a big baller. People won't even know.
Nope.
Well. Hi, you're on the air with At the Sugar Shack. This is Miss J.
And Miss Versatile.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, who's this?
My name is Regia.
Oh.
How are you? Are you calling in to say why you're so?
Yeah, I'm home with my sister, and we listening in.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
So tell us, why are you so? Where are you from, and why are you so?
Yay, Virginia.
Hi, Robert. I'm from Baltimore that I remember when the...
You better stop playing, girl.
You want this? And we're giving away Visa gift card.
60.
I remember when the M3 used to be the 54.
Oh, wow.
Hey, okay.
Oh, my God.
You know what?
You're on the air, Virginia. How do you feel?
You want to think about it? But you know what? We appreciate you calling.
She said one.
She said one. That's what I said. I appreciate her calling. But I want you to think of another one.
I'm so Baltimore that I remember when ramen noodles was the only thing I could cook.
Ooh.
Girl, you funny.
Oh my God.
You got another one?
I'm
trying.
Why don't you tell your sister to get on the phone?
Do you have one, Jen? You don't have one? Okay, I'm so Baltimore that I remember when, let's see, Woodland Apartments was still up.
Wow, I don't even know what that is.
Like, I do not know what Woodland Apartments is. It's over there, like, where Park Heights is. And, like,
so Baltimore.
The chemical school was. I think it's $7.
Well, thanks for Jay. This really means a lot to me.
That was sweet.
Yeah, this is actually one of my coworkers that I work with, and we got like a little summer job gig together.
Don't say little. Y'all have a summer job gig.
We have a summer job gig. And
y'all getting paid, right?
Yeah,
okay.
And we also work together during. She works at Youth Resources, my other job. And I told her to call in and listen in, and she did. Yay!
Yay! Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I told her if she didn't call in, I was going to fight her. So she ain't want the problem. So.
That wasn't nice, Robbie.
Have you been enjoying the show so far?
Yeah, I have been. I actually had a comment about the earlier topic about the parents.
Sure, chime in.
I can chime in?
Yeah, you can chime in.
Well, it's kind of a topic that you kind of said you would come back to. It was the one where you were saying how, like, when single parents kind of talk to their children at, like, an adult level.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, my mom, like, she's a single parent, too, but we're in contact with our father. But she kind of talks to me and my sister at, like, an adult level because, like, we're, like, old enough to understand, like, how she's dealing with everything, and we understand how my father and my mother have their differences, but they get along for us.
So, when did this start? What age?
Well, let me just start. Well, when we were younger, like around like 8 or 9, we did like live together. My mom and my dad did live together. And then they, like, separated, and then, like, they kind of lost contact for, like, a couple years. And so it's kind of been like on and off. It's kind of been like difficult, but when we came back in contact with my father, everything was like getting back on track. Like he was trying to be in our lives. And
so with that being said, what is the age difference between you and your sister?
We're like a year apart.
Okay.
Like somewhat.
And did you have the syndrome of waiting for the other parent syndrome, waiting at the door, waiting and them never coming to pick you up, or was just more on the other parent's side?
Well, yeah, it was something like that because before we weren't in contact with my dad, like I was kind of wondering like where he was and why weren't we in contact with him, because we were always used to talk to him or hear something about him, and we hadn't for a while. So it was kind of like, man, I wonder where he is. So I guess when we kind of did find out, it was kind of like a happy moment.
Animosity?
Yeah.
Did he try to explain the situation that to you and your sister that you fully understood, or you, in the back of your mind, was listening to what your mother was saying, and he had to defend himself?
Well, my mom kind of like had like stories. I mean, it wasn't easy because like my mom and my dad were kind of like both, they had their own problems, like they were dealing with their own stuff. So it wasn't kind of a criticism between them two, but they would tell stories about each other and explain to us how they worked through them, but kind of were getting back on track.
So how does your sister feel? Or is it a mutual thing between the two of you that you feel the same, she feels the same, or one feels loyalty to the other?
Well, I don't think it's well, I guess my sister kind of feels differently about it because like with my mom, she's like really protective, and so when my mom's like dating someone and she's always like in it, she wants to know where she is and like what she's doing, because she's protective of her, because our mom is the one who really takes care of us. And so when our father came back in the picture, it was kind of like, oh, hey Dad, like what's going on with you? And like he'll check in every now and then, but then if we was to like hang out with him, he wouldn't really like come around because he would just like cancel or something.
So it's more along that line of what I was talking about earlier of, well, in this situation it's kind of the same, but it's not, because the ex has that venom that he's spitting or she's spitting, and they're trying desperately to get the child to side with them. So as much poison as they could possibly brainwash the child into believing, that child is in a tug of war, as Robbie and I were saying, the loyalty.
Oh, yeah, you went downstairs. I went through that same thing. My mother, I blame both of them. My mom kept me away, and my dad stayed away. And the only person that ended up getting hurt was me. You know, just because you guys didn't work out in a relationship, I shouldn't have had to suffer.
Exactly. And I was in the same situation where my mother kept me away from my dad, and of course my dad's side of the family was like, we had Christmas presents for you, and you know, your mother never let you come and get it, and this went on for years. So of course I had some animosity towards my father. So I fully understand of this process, and it's not fair, and the child is the one overall that's going to suffer. So the child is in this tug of war of the custodial parent, I'm taking care of you, the non-custodial parent, they're taking you away from me, and it's just a back and forth. But we're going to take a quick break. You're more than welcome to hold on, darling. This is Miss J
and Miss Versatile
and Engineer Robbie.
And we'll be back live at the Sugar Shack on Be Exposed Radio.
We got another call.
I can't believe that McDonald's, this suit has been given the thumbs up for the go-ahead. Did you see this in the newspaper today? Federal court appeal said yesterday that two heavy, overweight teenagers have the okay to jumpstart their stalled lawsuit against McDonald's. The pause was put on the lawsuit back in December of 2003. Like, hold on. You can't blame McDonald's for you being overweight. But now they've gotten the thumbs up, so they're going to continue on. Jocelyn Bradley is 19, and she's from Brooklyn. She weighs 270 pounds, and she's 5'6". And Ashley Pelham is from the Bronx. She's 14, and she's 4'10" and weighs 140 pounds. It says in the newspaper the tubby teens claim they ate at Mickey D's 3 to 5 times a week for years. Where was their mother?
That's their mother's problem.
You know what I'm saying? She was at home pumping them full of grape soda and barbecue potato chips. Besides obesity, they allege that McDonald's menu caused them to develop diabetes, coronary disease, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and a bunch of other sicknesses. I am sick having to convey this. How dare these girls? Plus, the chain was charged with failing to adequately disclose that it uses certain additives, and the manner of its food processing rendered certain of the foods substantially less healthy than how they were represented. That's why we call it junk food.
Yeah.
That's why we call it a treat. You know, if you don't went to bed all week, then on Saturday for lunch, I will take you to McDonald's. You know, it's not a steady diet. The teens said that in their suit that they would have stopped or at least cut back their visits to McDonald's if they knew the straight deal. Shut up. Sit down. It's disgusting.
So, you know, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Check out what you missed on the Lady O Show.
To
I'm her
nutritional
producer.
program. Our producer is
And
here.
you got a phone call coming in right now.
Okay, great.
Say hello.
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 Hello. It's
That's Sharon.
Sharon. Hi, Sharon. How you doing tonight?
This is not a Sharon. Who is that?
Oh.
She's going to be anonymous. I hate it.
Oh, you're supposed to be okay, I understand.
That's okay. I was really going to play it, but I was like, she probably figured out who you are, Sharon, so just stop. Hi, how was your first show?
It's great.
Am I
I'm
live?
excited.
Am I live?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. How y'all doing? So how's your first show?
So far, great. I'm excited and just nervous, but we're gonna rock it out. He's making me feel. My producer is making me feel comfortable. So I'm here with him. I'm in his capable hands.
Yeah, he'll loosen up in a couple of weeks. So I'm warning you, it gets real.
It gets, oh God. So I'm almost nervous now.
Stay prayed up, man. Stay prayed up.
So I'm gonna have to stay prayed up. I'm gonna have to go to the altar on a daily basis.
Maybe we can take Marty with me.
And I need to put him on the altar.
Oh, you know I'm not going.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to take him to church with me. I'm going to get dump some oil on his head.
Well, I just wanted to call because I'm on my way home. I just left my office, and I just wanted to call and wish you congratulatory on your first show.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, it's hot, y'all, so I'm hanging up.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Love you too.
Bye.
Thanks a lot for calling in.
And that was Sharon from the Let's Talk show that comes on every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Great. Awesome. So that was great. She checked in on my first show. I feel honored.
So check out the Lady O Show each and every Thursday right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to the Sharon Nixon Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
International, y'all!
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket. But it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place. And then they act so surprised when I find them. But I'm like, hello? That's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
This is Miss Joy.
And Miss Versatile.
Yours truly.
Robbie is feeling himself.
I know that's right. Big
Oh,
man. Really?
Just tuned in. 6:34. 82 degrees. Keeping it hot. For all the shackers who just want a little bit more sugar on that chicken and waffle.
Makes me sick. I can't right there with you. Oh my god. We had a great show so far. Great topic. And of course, with sister over here been posting, waiting for everyone to give us a call at 1-855-835-5857 into 1.
And tell us why I'm so... Oh, are you about to come in and tell us? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, I don't even know
We're talking about, the whole phenomenon was going on all week on social media. I'm so. So we want you to tell us why you're so, wherever you're from or represent or live or born and raised, bred, and the reason why.
Okay. So I'm so Baltimore that I remember the M3 and the M. You already said that?
No, he didn't say it. Well, we didn't say it.
Y'all discussed that?
A caller just called in, actually. So, was the same bus?
What were you about to say?
M2 and M3?
No, that's not what she said.
No.
Oh, well, I remember when the M2 and the M3 used to be bus lines. And they switched it to the 54 and the 52? I want to say.
Yeah, she said that.
Yeah, she said that.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So, because I'm not from Baltimore, so why don't you guys enlighten me? So, it used to say M and no longer says M?
No longer says M.
Did the M stand for Mondawmin?
No.
Did the M stand for Maryland?
No. I'm not sure what the M stood for.
Well,
MTA?
MTA.
Magic.
No.
Was it MTA?
No.
Maryland.
If anyone knows what the M stood for on the bus line back in the day in Baltimore, please give us a call at 855-835-5857, extension 1.
I want to say Metro.
Metro!
I was thinking Metro.
It is Metro. It probably is Metro.
But we're going to get some clarification on that.
So was it like M21?
No. It was just an M2, M3.
You only had 3 buses?
No, it was more than 2 buses.
I'm joking.
That was the only line that had the M in it.
Oh, really?
And everybody knew
So wait a minute. The only line, those lines had M. Everything else was just numbers.
Yes.
What was special about those?
Some of them went out to the county.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
County buses.
I forgot about that.
So you would see everybody.
So back in the day, all buses didn't go to the county. Y'all just went to the city. I'm excited about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, certain buses went to Randallstown. You know, and where Glen Burnie.
Oh wait,
we got a call?
No, we got a text, but my technology over here is acting crazy. But the texter said Mass. That's what the M stood
Mass?
for. Mass.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, texter.
Cool.
We appreciate that.
Mass transit?
Yeah.
Mass transit. Okay.
Mass transit.
Thank you.
So, Ms. Versatile, you say you're not from Baltimore?
No, I'm not from Baltimore.
Where are you from? New York.
Exactly.
Okay.
You can hear it.
No, I seen the hat.
Oh, yes. Yankees had it today.
I seen the hat.
And my boss had the audacity to tell me today I look like I'm in a gang. And I look like I'm in the hood. And I said, with flats on?
Did she really?
You in the hood now, baby.
She said that. I'm trying.
I swear.
Isn't that so wrong? Am I the only person that feels a little... Oh, got a caller.
Caller.
Hi, you're live on the Sugar Shack with Miss Versatile.
And Miss J.
Hey, it's me again. I'm Gia.
Hi, Regia.
Hi, Regia. You're going to be a regular call-in.
Hey, guess what?
What?
You got the gift card.
Hey.
What's the gift card to?
It's a Visa gift card. We were trying to get people to call.
I know,
We were trying
right?
to get people to call in to tell us your story about I'm so and why. And the best male and female answers both received a Visa gift card.
For $25.
It's $25.
Oh my god, that's so awesome. I never won nothing before on like the radio.
Yeah.
So you need to go to your social media, go to Facebook, go to Instagram, go to Twitter, and shout at the Sugar Shout Out and Be Exposed Radio.
I will do that. I have no life, so of course I will do that.
You got a life.
Make sure you like the At the Sugar Shack page and also the Be Exposed Radio page. And follow them both on Instagram and Twitter. Follow all the shows on Be Exposed Radio.
Exactly.
Support Be Exposed Radio.
And of course, we'll get your information to Robbie.
So we can get your gift card.
And you can come on down.
I mean, you can give me the gift card.
Okay, we can give you a gift card.
And then I'll make sure.
She get
Sure.
I'll work off a little bit. Like, I get like
do you hear that? Do you hear that?
$5. You feel me?
Oh my god.
I said, don't take my gift card.
Virginia, it's okay.
Sharon Cole as a man.
Let's not give him the gift card.
No, because if you give me the gift card, I'll make sure she gets some of it.
Some of it?
If you give it to me, I'm a trustworthy person. I'll give her the card in full.
They are fighting over your gift card.
You're going to get a skateboard.
No, I'm
Give it to
not.
him.
No, I'm not.
Don't fight
So
over
if you
it.
guys are listening in, we need a guy, or it's going to go to this young gentleman right here.
No, I got one too.
So
You're ineligible.
Exactly. Any males that are listening, please call us at 855-835-5857 extension 1 and tell us your reason I'm so and why. And you will receive, the best answer will receive a $25 Visa gift card.
I'm trying to really think of one.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to be from Baltimore.
Nope.
This is online radio, so if you're listening in Utah, if you're listening in Detroit, and you know you want to call in, give us a.
Did you just do that? Really?
Shout out to Detroit.
Shout out to Big Sean.
So before we go, I want to do another topic, and just to see if any of you have had experience with this. So my children / adult children don't like the person I'm dating. Who has that
This
experience?
is the topic.
I.
My sister.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Virginia. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. No, my sister is so. I told you she's so like strict. Well, not strict, but like protective of my mother. So when she's like seeing someone, she's like, oh my God, she's so like into everything she's doing.
Wow. So how does your mother feel about that?
Sometimes she's like, she gets a little frustrated sometimes, cause sometimes she don't like feel that it's her business to be in it and like what she doing and all that, cause it's really.
How old is your sister?
She is 17.
Okay, so the ages between 15 and 20 is the age where most parents, single parents or what have you, get that role of parent and best friend confused.
I did. We were very transparent at the Sugar Shack, and I overcrossed that boundary because growing up, I always was told, children need to be seen and not heard, and parents are always right, and I always felt that that's not true. Sometimes the parent is wrong.
That's true.
And the child can be right. So I made it my business to, when I had my own child, that I would allow her to have a voice, to have an opinion, as long as she did it in a respectful manner. Well, at the age, and she's very outspoken. Those who know my daughter, she is very intelligent. She's very independent. She's an old soul, and she speaks her mind. But it's at that age of 12, that middle school, it kind of just went left, and until this day, we still bump heads. But yeah, she, as far as relationship wise, she has not liked two of gentlemen that I have dated, and voiced her opinion about it to me and to them.
Was her reason justified?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, her reason was justified.
Okay.
Yeah. But you still can do it in a respectful manner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah.
So the question is, how will the parent decision of dating affect the child, because there's still a child between 15, young adults between 15 and 20. So at that age, are they hoping that the parents will get back together? Is it your business to share everything with them? Is it...
No, definitely don't share everything with them.
No.
That's a negative. Learn that the hard way too.
Yeah. Do you think with the absent parent out of the picture, it's making you as the custodial parent, making the child grow up a little faster, because that other parent might have felt as though, the custodial parent might have felt as though they were confined in the relationship. So now that they're out of that confined relationship, that they're starting something new, so they are doing multiple dating. And it doesn't look good to the young child. Any opinions?
When it comes to that, I really can't speak on that.
So if a parent is a serial dater, what is considered just too many people to be dating at one time?
Like consistently, like you shouldn't come in the house with a new man every night.
Hell no.
I will hope not.
And if you out there like that, they shouldn't be coming home to your home at all.
Right, absolutely.
They need to be.
That shouldn't be Uncle Charlie. That shouldn't be Uncle Tony. That shouldn't be.
But at the age of 15, they stop putting the uncle in front of a man's name. They're just like, oh, this is Tony.
That's true.
I wonder who came up with that concept of calling
I don't know, because I grew up in a West Indian household, and it's there in the Caribbean community as well, where we would say uncle when our parents dated somebody, not Mister. It would be uncle. Like, why was it uncle?
Like, how many uncles can a woman have in 6 months? Like, how many uncles? That's a lot, right?
Yeah, that is a lot.
So, how long do you think after the breakup should the custodial parent start dating? Because they have a life to live also.
But if a relationship is serious and you have a child, I thought that you would wait.
You're supposed to wait
for the child to meet the guy, right?
And the best practice is to wait for somebody to meet your children, especially if they're young children. I would say anything.
It took Micah 6 months to meet Janae.
I think, especially if they're young. If they're older, maybe in their teens, maybe 3 months. But I'd say if they're preteen and under, I'd say 6 months.
Yeah.
I think that's a good time frame.
6 months before he.
And if they ask you where you going, no, I'm going out with. I'm
Friends.
friend or something.
Exactly.
And then that 6 month period of waiting lets you know whether or not y'all going to stay in a relationship.
Exactly. So you don't want to be bringing everybody around your kid, because that's not going to be a good example of, well, you just had Monday and then Wednesday, then Thursday, then Saturday, and then Sunday. So.
And then as a guy, like from a son standpoint, sometimes it gets like misconstrued. It's like, oh, well, you're picking me over him. I mean, you're picking him over me.
And then not only are you battling with that, so do you feel as though you should tell the other person, the non-custodial person that's co-parenting, if they're actually co-parenting, that you're dating someone else? Or is that any of their business?
I think you should.
What do you think, caller?
Well, are you talking to me? Well, I guess, yeah, that is kind of it too, because like mostly when my mom like starts to like date someone, she goes out a lot, and so she'll tell us when she is, but like sometimes she'll go out like a lot and we like don't see her so often, because like maybe the next day she'll be working, and then like all her time off she is spending with like the other person. So it can be kind of difficult, but I guess when it comes to like telling like my father or something, I don't think I'd do that a lot. No.
Do anyone agree or disagree if the non-custodial parent should meet the new person?
I don't think they need to meet. I think they just need to be aware.
It depends on the age of the child, I think, and if you're bringing that child to the other person's home.
Okay.
Definitely.
Because I want to know who's by my kid. You know what I'm saying?
Out of respect.
Out of respect. I'm not trying to be in your business. I want to know how she lives. You know, and because my child's going to be there.
Right.
She ain't be walking around her booty shorts around my daughter.
Yeah, I want to know I want to know what type of house you have. I'm not trying to stalk you or anything, but if my child is going to be over there, I want to know what type of conditions that you're bringing my child in. What type of neighborhood? Is there a chance of violence, or my child getting shot or something crazy? What are you doing?
Selfie.
Selfie. I'm over here posing for my selfie.
She's sitting here posing
for my selfie.
She took about 10.
I know, you saw that, right?
I done took 2 and my eyes was cross-eyed. I got a lazy. My left eye's a little lazy.
When she pulling down her hat and everything, it's like, what are you doing?
I'm like, don't blow me up all here.
Yeah, we did. Oh my goodness. Thank you, caller. You have been such a pleasure. And we're going to get that gift card to you, darling. Please, as Miss Versatile said, tell your friends, tell your neighbors.
I got you, Reggie. Let me get that gift card to
Yes, make sure you go like Be Exposed Radio on Facebook and follow them on Twitter and Instagram also, and like all the shows on BeExposedRadio.com.
We should get a finder's fee for bringing her to the show. So, 5 for you, 5 for me.
Oh my goodness, they still trying
Well, how
to take your
about-
card.
15
They're really
to
trying
me,
to plot with like the 25.
5
Oh
for
my
her,
god.
Yeah, they're plotting to get your card.
and then your 5 can go to me too.
No.
Don't you
no,
owe me
no.
$5?
No.
Yeah, you do.
So basically, they're going to fight. But just know, on air, you're getting it. Now, what you decide to do with it, that's up to you. But you're going to get it.
She owes me $5.
I need
Regina?
royalties. So, Regina, you had to swing some of that my way.
Right. She has some dues she has to pay. So
Skateboard.
we will get that.
Exactly. Thank you, Regina, for calling. Make sure you listen and tune in Monday through Friday, okay?
Okay, I will.
Money gonna get you.
See ya.
Alright.
Alright. That was Miss
That was
Regina.
nice.
She was so sweet. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you win the other gift card.
All right.
Hold up.
Yeah.
No, why can't I get a gift card? Yo, you owe me $10.
You're
No, I
ineligible.
don't. You do owe me $10.
How do I owe you $10?
See how money doesn't
But see,
always money. Always
It's
doesn't.
always money.
$10.
Always money.
I don't owe him $10 at all.
And he's going to collect that.
No, nah, not for me.
Okay. Well, y'all going to fight about it.
He might have to get that from Virginia, or he might have to come up with that another way because I do not have $10.
Well, we'll be back Monday.
Monday. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Oh.
And after that, the Sugar Shack is the Talk Lately show.
Oh, I got.
Right after. And then Jonathan Rashawn. Yeah. On Monday. So make sure you tune in to BeExposedRadio.com. Any special plans in the next 6 minutes for the weekend?
Comedy Factory.
Yes. Going to that.
Oh, I forgot to print out my. No, I printed it out here. I forgot to print out my ticket.
Okay.
What else is going on this weekend? Oh, I'll be rehearsing all weekend. I'm in a play. It opens next week, Friday.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes. You guys got to come out and support me.
What's
my
the name of the
cast,
play?
The Soul Man Soul.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
That will be their opening night. Just
Yeah.
to let you know.
Oh, I'm so excited. Nervous and excited.
Good things. I'm going to pick up JC on in a few minutes after we get off here. Spend with my grandbaby for today and tomorrow. What's your plans, though, baby? What she got going on over there?
Once we get finished here, I'm going to go skateboard.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a beginner skateboarder, so I'm still learning. And Saturday, going
You
to
can
Six
even tell our
Flags.
listeners who you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am, I'm Jabril Morris.
All right.
Jabril Morris. That's all you need to know.
Okay. Hey, Jamal, where can the listeners follow you?
Oh, follow me on Instagram at Modest Intentions.
Oh, I like that.
I like that.
Yeah. I went through 3 name changes on Instagram before
Sometimes you got to find yourself.
I found one I can say that I really, really like.
I like that. Modest intentions.
I like that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a cool tattoo. I might have to steal that from you.
I mean, that's what I am. I have modest intentions.
That's what I'm saying. It's a cool tattoo.
Yeah. So
You might need to get that on you somewhere.
I'm not a tattoo person.
What?
No.
Get off the air.
I'm not a tattoo person. I wear enough t-shirts to represent myself.
I know that's right.
So,
I love it.
You know.
Right, well, keep that name. You might need to use that for something.
Yeah.
Hint, hint. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to work that out. That's a good name.
I'm going to keep that.
I would keep that.
Yeah.
So we had such a great week. We had a great show today. I'm happy. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
And we're getting ready to end the show. This is Miss J.
And Miss Versatile.
And Jabril.
And Engineer Robbie.
Be Exposed Radio.
Live at the Sugar Shack.
And we're out. Have a great weekend.
Deuces.